All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Chris Smart. I'm your technology coordinator. I introduced myself as we began here. So what we're going to be covering today is Top Producer. Obviously, you see my emails. We're going to be talking about distributing or emailing leads. Many of you want to cover, and the purpose of this rather is to cover the drip campaign, setting them up on plans so that you can set it up initially and then it will continue to email your contacts. So I kind of want to explain what Top Producer is to give you kind of from a high level what its purpose is. And so this is a CRM system. Essentially what that means is this is just something to manage your contacts. It's a contact management system. You're going to be emailing. It's going to be prompting you to contact them over the phone as well. And so it's all going to be depending on the plan that you set them up on. So we are going to be recording this, so try as we go to keep the questions on track with what we're doing. If you do have any questions that might be off topic or something we covered earlier, I am going to open up for Q&A at the end, so just take note of that. When we begin here, I want to kind of go over what the dashboard is and what you can view on here, and then we're going to kind of get into the bulk of it. Now, what you see here initially is you have the My Business section. Here, this is what's going to be prompting you to contact your customer. Here you see you've got the calls. Right here is a new contact I set up. I just had myself. You see my name here, the contact method. It has my phone number, and it says follow-up call. Now this was due on the 21st. Obviously I didn't complete that. There was another prompt for a follow-up call on the 25th. If to complete it, you'll see that there's a check mark over here on the right side, and there's also a trash can if you want to delete that alert. So essentially what this is this is going to prompt you to contact your customers a few different ways. As you scroll along here or move your mouse, you can see that you have several little tabs to work through. One of them over here being important dates. If you want to add maybe an anniversary or the date that your client moved into their home, maybe their birthday, you want to contact them for something very personal, you can do that there. Top Producer, their reps really encourage you to go into Top Producer daily, to go in there to find out and make sure no one slips through the cracks. You're contacting everyone to keep in touch with them. Now I know that we want to set them up on drip campaigns, set it up, forget about it, and have it automatically communicating to your clients, and we can definitely set those plans up to do that. But I'll allow you to kind of choose what you want to do based off what we do here. However, we do want to start setting them up on some kind of plan by the end of the month and be distributing content to your clients or your leads before the 31st here. Now, underneath My Business is FollowUp Coach. The FollowUp Coach, as I said earlier, how Top Producer wants you to go in there daily, contact your clients. This FollowUp Coach is going to be giving you information of people that you haven't contacted in a long time. That it's going to give you 5 per day. Right here you see I haven't contacted this person in 9 months. It'll give you a little thing that you could possibly communicate to them, give you a tip on what you might be able to send to your client, but it will say here, you haven't contacted this person in 9 months. It will say you haven't contacted this person 13, 15, 7, 15. So hopefully we don't go this long without contacting one of the leads, but we have this here, and so that way if anyone falls through the cracks, you can make sure that you're in touch with them. If you want to complete that, you can just click on it. It will give you information about that lead, future buyer, renter, it's from my sphere of influence. And then you see wrap up, send an email. That way you can complete sending the content to your client. When you're done with that, you can do the wrap up or you can close out of it. And if you refresh the list, it's going to plug someone else in there that you can contact. So any questions so far on my business and Follow-Up Coach? I know I'm going through this part fairly quick, but I want to cover more of the plan, setting them up on that. So that's where we're going to spend a lot of our time. So any questions on that so far? Okay. So underneath that, you have a little more contact. You see your content. You have your sales pipeline. You have different categories here. These categories are going to be more important. I'm going to talk to you about them as we get into creating contacts. New, this is a brand new contact. This is a brand new lead. You could have gotten that from your sphere of influence, gotten it from social media. You just created this contact, but you're not sure if this is a future lead, if it's an active lead. You're not really sure because it's brand new. So you would set them up as a brand new contact. And then by doing that, you'll set it up on a plan. It will prompt you to contact them immediately. The next one you have here is engage. This is someone that you've followed up with. Maybe you did call this new lead and they didn't answer, or you contacted this lead and you really weren't sure on their intentions, if this is going to be a future lead or an active lead. The next one is future. This is someone that maybe it's a buyer that's going to buy a property in a year, or a renter that wants to rent again in a year, and you want to reach out to them in the future. Active is someone that this is something that's going on right now. They're actively searching. And then closed, obviously, is someone that you closed a deal with, but you still want to maintain that relationship. It's just not going to be as often. Underneath that, you have listings and closings. And so this is the initial dashboard page, and then on the right side you're going to see your list of contacts. It's only going to have your contacts. It's not going to have everybody else's leads on there. So I know one of the agents expressed a concern about that, but your leads are only shown, your contacts are only given to you. Now, that is the dashboard page. The next thing I want to talk to you about here would be adding a contact. So the two that I want to cover here under the contact section, and you see as I hover my mouse over contacts, it's going to bring a drop down. One of them is add contact and the other one is import contact. So you have your contacts, maybe you have a list of contacts in an Excel spreadsheet. You can go, or you want to import them from maybe Outlook or Gmail or Yahoo Mail or one of these other providers. As long as you're able to convert that into a CSV file, or you can take it, put it in Excel, and from Excel convert it into a CSV file, you can import and put it in there. If none of that made any sense to you, you can reach out to me and I can help you try and convert that, and we can upload that into Top Producer, and then that will bring your contacts in there. That way you can add a bulk of contacts at one time. You don't need to do them individually. Now, if you have, you're using 5 Street, which all of you are, this should automatically come into Top Producer for you. So once your lead is claimed on 5 Street, it should automatically be added as a contact in Top Producer. If that's not happening, you'll need to contact Top Producer and make sure that they're synced up. And if you have any problems with that, let me know. Then we go to add contacts. Again, hovering over contacts. The second option here is add contact. Now, the contact status, this is what I explained to you a little bit that was on the dashboard. You have new, engage, future, active, closed. If you forget what these options mean exactly, if you hover over them or you click them, it will give you a brief description. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a brand new contact. This is someone that should be contacted right away. Contact type is the next one, and this is very important when it comes to grouping your contacts. So let's say we're going to click on this. You're going to have a drop down and you are able to add contact types. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to group contacts. So if you're going to send a mass email, which I'm going to show you how to do later, you want to target them by groups. Instead of clicking and dragging each contact in, you can target certain groups. So you might have a buyer group, you might have a renter group, you might have a closed group. You see that there are many different options here. Now all you have to do is you just click and check which one you want to add, and then click done, and then you've selected your contact type. If you don't see one on there that is going to be helpful to you, you can always click and add your own contact type. Now, please be respectful and conscious of the people that are also in the program. We have almost, I think around 45 people that are in the program. So if everyone's adding contact types, and several of them, you're going to have a very, very long list. So I would recommend that you use some very general ones that are in there. And something that you're going to remember. So for instance, if I set a group, if I set one contact up on buyer and another under buyer referral, those are two different contact groups, and it's not going to go to the same place, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So make sure that you pay attention to which ones you're selecting, and this is going to make a little more sense as we talk about emailing, mass emailing. And then you can click Done. Obviously, you're going to include their name, their contact information. You're going to fill all that out here. Fill out any of the information you can, all throughout the contact. And then over here on the top right, you have source. This is going to be where it came from. And then you have apply action plan. So this is where we set them up on plans. This is where we're going to be setting them up on drip campaigns. You see also that there are some that people have created their own. You see Team Parchment, you see another Tim's drip campaign, Anthony rental application. So these are different ones. People have created their own. I have gone in and created some TR templates. There are some very general ones that Top Producer has created for you already. And so we'll get into the action plans right now. So that's creating a contact. Any questions on this before I get into action plans? Okay, good. So if you go over to Calendar, if you hover over Calendar, this is where you're going to see the Plans Manager. If you go to Calendar, you go down to Plans Manager. We'll leave this. And this is going to be the list of plans. So the concept here is you're creating a contact, you add them on the plan, and that's going to set them up with how frequently they're going to be contacted. So obviously if you have an active buyer, it's going to be different content than someone that closed with you. So the plans will be very different here. So the ones that Top Producer created here, you'll see that there's a 10-year after sale prospecting plan. You see that there's one for email and there's also one for letter. So the email one obviously is for sending emails to them through 10 years. The other one is intended for you to take their content, print it out, and you can mail it. So it provides you with that content. If I were to click on one of these plans, you see here that it has the list of the plan activities. So in 2 days, thank you. That's going to be the action that pops up. Now you notice that the type here is call. So it's not going to automatically call for you. So what it's going to do is it's going to prompt your Top Producer account at the My Business section of the homepage. Remember that area on the dashboard, My Business, and you're going to see it prompting you to call them and thank them for their business. And so you can choose to do that or disregard that, but that is part of that plan. Under that, you see that there's another one for change of address. If I click on that, I want to know, well, what exactly is it sending my client? You can open up any of these different actions here. If you scroll down, you see the template change of address, template preview. If you click on that, it will give you an idea of what it's sending out. Just a short note to say, hope all is going well since your move. I know that you're getting settled in a new home and well taken care. And so it goes on. I would recommend that you familiarize yourself with the content that's being sent out to your client. Now, what's very important in this is when you look at your plan, down at the bottom here, you see where it says automated send? No. This means that it is not set up to automatically send to your client. So you would see it prompt you on the My Business section of Top Producer. and that it would expect you now to go in and email your client. Now you can change that and you can set it up to automatically send, but this is really where I want you to familiarize yourself with the content that's in there and make sure you know what's being distributed. Now this is why I created the TR versions of these templates. Now they are set up to automatically send for the most part. There are some on here that have content that I'll show you in just a moment that is a market update saying, hey, just wanted to send you market information, and then that's the end of the email. If that automatically sent, it's not including any market information. There's also one for testimonials saying, just wanted to provide you with some testimonials. And so I really recommend you familiarize yourself with the content. That way if any of them respond, you have an idea of what was sent to them. So that is this plan. Let me go back and show you some of the difference with the TR plans. Now it's the same content as some of these, and you can choose to make your own and adjust these, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But if you go in here, let's do a 2-month high-touch buyer prospecting plan. This is an active client, active lead. They want to buy soon. Right here you have your different emails. You see over here where it says to be completed, 2 days from plan starting date, 5 days, 14 days, 21 days, 28 days, and so on. Now if I click on this, this is the plan that I created here. You notice if I go down, it looks a little different. This time it's in blue. This is because it's my action plan that I created. I have changed automated send to yes, and I've also changed include signature to yes. This is going to be your email signature, and I'm going to show you how to set that up, because when these go to your clients, they're going to go from your personal email unless you choose to change it to the top producer email, which I can show you how to do as well. But when you set this up with your account, so if in my case, technology@thetrteam.com, if I set these plans up, it's going to look like these emails are coming from technology@thetrteam.com. That way if I send them a hey, a happy anniversary or happy birthday or happy 4th of July, whatever I'm sending my client, it looks very personal, like it's coming from me. I'm in touch with my clients. And so again, you can go to template preview, what's being sent to the client. Now with these, you are going to see Dear Michael and Judy. This is just giving you an example of what it's going to say. It's actually going to pull in the name, the first name of your client. Now if you don't like what's in these templates, if you don't like the content in there, you can absolutely go in there, create your own plan, and fill out your own information however you'd like. So all you would have to do is when you open up the plan, you go down to copy plan. Let me show you how to do that here. Down here you see where it has copy plan. So even if it's not your plan, you use one of the ones that Top Producer created or I created or some of the other agents created, you can go down here where it says copy plan. Change the name. If you are going to make your own, because if everyone goes in here and creates 10 different plans, this is going to be a massive list. Please use your first initial, last name, and a dash, and then the plan. So that way it's keeping all of your plans together. It's easier for people to sort through. And so take note of that. That way there's some consistency in what's going on. So right here, I can just do copy of this plan here. Save and view plan. And now it's going to allow me to click on any of these, open it up, and I can adjust it. So if I wanted to change this to no, I could. If I wanted to go in and edit the template, I can. And I can go in to fill out or change any of these in the plan. I really strongly recommend that you go through the plan and each of the templates though before you set up your clients. Now I understand that some of these are longer. Your 10-year after sale prospecting plan obviously is a pretty long list. But you'll notice that some of these in here, like the testimonials email, This is not set up, even though this is one that I have done, it's not set up on automated send. And the reason is because if I go to template preview, just a short note to say thank you for the great testimonial you wrote. I found that giving prospective client testimonials, and so it goes on to talk about thank you for the great testimonial you sent. Obviously, if they didn't send a testimonial, they're not going to know what you're talking about. So some of them that are not set up to automatically send, you can check the My Business section of your dashboard. And this is why Top Producer recommends that you go in here and you check it daily to find out if you have any outstanding action items, things that are going to be alerting you on the front page. Any questions on plans, setting up plans, or using the plans in here? I'm going to show you another way to apply action plans to an existing lead. Yes?
Judy. Yes. So I'm just thinking, unless we want to create our own plans, right? Probably one of the first things we should be doing, that I'm going to include my signature on everything, so I want to go through each plan and put include signature, right?
Yeah, so the ones that I created on there, I have added to include the signature.
Oh, you have, okay.
Yeah, so what that, and I would go in there and you can double check and make sure on all of those that it does. And so that way it will pull in the signature. If you see a plan that you like and it doesn't have include signature, you're welcome to copy it, put it in your name, and then all you have to do is change from no to yes on the include signature section, and you won't actually do it in the template. You can pull it over from what you set up on Top Producer.
And then the automated send, I know you just talked about testimonials and why you don't have that set up on automated send. Are all the others that should be, are they set up as automated send, or is that something we need to manually go in and do?
Yeah, all the ones that are that don't require any action on your part are set up on automated send.
Okay.
And you're welcome to copy, you can copy this template and go into the testimonials action and write in some testimonials in there and just have it specific so that everything is on automated send. So you guys can customize it, but the plan is that we want everyone to set up all of their leads before the end of the month. I know we're up to next Wednesday is already the 1st of February. And so we want to get these in there very soon. So you have your leads. I'm willing to do what I can to help you in getting this set up, but we want to get the leads and send out these drip campaigns, communications to the client by the end of the month. And so these are the plans, using the plans. You see right down here at the bottom, you can even create your own plan. But again, let me just tell you that please use your first initial, last name, and then write the name of your plan. That way there's just some consistency in how they're laid out. So if someone's going through and searching through the plans, the one they're looking for is not going to be hard to find. Yeah?
Is there a way to prevent other users from editing a plan that I've set up?
Yeah, actually you will, other people will not have the ability. I won't even be able to edit your plan.
Okay.
So only you can edit your own plan. So that's a good question. And the same with, if you create your plan, no one else is going to have the ability to change it. All they can do is they can copy it and they would create a new one, but it would not affect the one that you initially created. Good. Any other questions? Okay. So that is setting them up on plans. Now, if on the right side of the home page you have your list of contacts, if you have contacts, they've already been pulled in. Let's say 5 Street has automatically sent a few contacts your way that you've claimed. You can go in here. I can click on a contact. I can view them. And now over here on the right, you see that there's a section for action plans. And then I can just go in and adjust, view activities, and adjust which action plan my contact is set up on. So that's a way to do that, or you can go into the contact section here and pull up your contact, however you want to do it. But that would be where you go to move a contact into that action plan, or the action plan that you're looking to set them up on.